Well, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Stay at Home and Brew It. I'm Jeff Pro, and actually joining me shortly will be Brock Torngut. Oops, here he is.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
No problem, no problem.
Jeff, how we doing?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. We're just starting in here. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do something which we've kind of done some similar stuff before of kind of malt analysis and talking about malt. But we're going to dive deep into a particular malt called, a particular type of malt, which are Cara malts. And there's a whole bunch of them. We have quite a few up here, but I don't think we have necessarily all of them up here right now. But the term Cara malt is one which, I've had people, sometimes ask at the shop of, what's the difference between a Cara amber and a Cara, and a regular amber malt of some kind, or what's the difference between a Cara Munich 1, 2, and 3, or in regular Munich. So the term Cara, we'll see that in front of various malt names, and I know, Brock, you when you first thought about the idea of Cara, what comes to your mind?
So I had always thought that it was just a kilned malt. There was Cara Munich, for example. We had Cara Munich. We have this Munich malt that we put a little bit of crystal on it. We put it back in this kiln. We changed it a little bit, roasted it a little bit to have this. And I think overall that's generally pretty true to the word here.
Yes.
It is a kilned malt, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I've seen is they'll use Cara, crystal, and there's another one they'll use sometimes.
Caramel.
And caramel, sometimes interchangeably. And it's basically a malt that they have kilned and kind of given some more color and character to it. Now, one of the questions I know we also get here quite a bit is people say, I need Cara pills, or I need Cara foam.
Cara pills, right?
Or they'll say, my recipe says that I need dextrin malt. What in God's green earth is dextrin?
It's dextrin malt, and so that's what I've heard. The definition of these Cara malts are as well. It's right in between a Cara pills or a dextrin malt and like a regular pale 2-row or something like that. It's been modified some. So the dextrin, as I understand, is instead of just the regular kilning process like a regular pale 2-row. Mm-hmm. What they do is they, during the stew, right? They stew this. They're going to germinate this malt. So they stew it in water at a certain temperature so that they can get it to germinate. And as I understand, they do this at a higher temperature so that it taps into the alpha amylase instead of the beta amylase. And what that causes is for that dextrin to be made, which is a more difficult sugar to break down. Okay. So it's going to heighten the amount of the dextrins in that malt and lower the amount of regular like maltose and fermentable sugars. And where that comes into play is apparently those dextrins have some foam supporting proteins in there. And so that helps with our head retention, right? Our foam retention. I'm not exactly certain why that is, but for whatever reason, these types of proteins are in there. I think it's also good to probably tell the people at home if you're going to substitute some portion of your overall mash, your grain bill, that if you do it with a Cara pills, which I've often done for some head retention and some things, that it's going to lower your original gravity because that dextrin malt is more difficult to break down than a regular maltose. So you might have to make up for that just a little bit if you're going to take one portion of your grain bill and put in this other grain bill, and then I want to hit the same gravity. My gravity is going to be a little lower.
Gotcha. Now I've noticed the Cara pills malt there itself.
On the Tyler can.
Yeah, put it over here on the Tyler can. I've noticed you look at the kernel itself and it's smaller. It doesn't look like some of the other grains.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's due to that process.
Okay.
Although I have seen the Irix has a Spitz malt.
Yeah, that's right.
That is a dextrin malt as well, and that's the German Cara pills. It's what they use for head retention. And again, it's just a dextrin malt, just like the Cara pills from Breeze that a lot of us have used for years and years. But I did notice that the grains are a little plumper. So whatever their process is between the maltster, the grain can look a little bit different just as long as you are understanding that it is a dextrin malt and that this is why that malt is used.
Now, Carapils itself doesn't add a whole lot of taste to my beer, would it?
No, nor color. Again, they don't roast it. They don't put the crystal or the caramel to it. So it's not going to allow a lot of color, but it will allow for some body, some breadth in there. Again, because of those dextrins, those unfermentable sugars.
Okay. Yeah, there's not much to it.
It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Very
It's very hard.
It was like grape nuts or something.
Yeah. I love me some
yeah,
grape
but
nuts.
I'm getting like a grassy. There's very little sweetness,
Mm-hmm.
and again, very little color. So I think that most of the time that's going to be used just for that. A little bit of body and some foam retention in your beer. But I am not getting very much taste out of
No.
that also. I don't think it would be something I would want to bank on that changing my flavor.
Okay.
So it's probably something that's pretty safe to take a portion of your grain bill out and add this if you're having head retention problems.
Now, the dextrins that come out from the dextrin malts like this Carapils, would some of the that's the horse.
Ooh.
Yeah. We'll have to fill you all in about that a little bit later. But I've always heard that some of the, if you have some of the, I don't know if say the wild yeast, but some of the bacterias will eat on the sugars that are more difficult for the yeast to consume. Do you think this would be one of them, or are you not sure?
I don't. Do you have any thoughts on that? I don't.
A little bit. I mean, I know. I'm not sure if these are the same sugars. I mean, like I know if you add, what is it like, maltodextrin and some of those things which your normal yeast will not consume. I know the things like your Pedococcus, your Acetobacter will consume those sugars. But I don't know if some of the sugars coming out of here will or will not.
If the bacteria will consume those or not.
Yeah.
The only one that I ever really messed around with is I love Brett beers, and Brett
Okay.
will pretty much just eat anything.
Okay.
Brett will eat other infection. Brett will eat anything that you put in front of it.
Okay.
So I can imagine that that's probably the case, but I can't speak well enough
Okay, nor
about
can I.
dextrin to tell you guys definitively one way or another.
Gotcha.
About that, but
Now, one of the I know one of them malts that oftentimes comes up in a number of recipes. I actually use it in a number of my recipes. Is Caramunic. Now, Caramunic, and we've got a Caramunic 2 here. There's Caramunic 1, 2, and 3. And from what I understand, they're all in, basically the difference between all of them is the Lovibond, or basically how much color they're going to give to your beer.
Sure. The Lovibond range, right?
Yeah.
So, and obviously Caramunic 1 has a lower Lovibond than Caramunic 3.
Correct. Like Caramunic 1 is about 35 Lovibond, Caramunic 2 is around 45, and the Caramunic 3 is right there, kind of high 50s.
And again, this is just a Munich malt that they have carameled, right? That they put a color on.
Yeah. But it is meant to give you, an heightened malt aroma, intense caramel notes, and a kind of a lot of color to your beer, whether it be an Oktoberfest, a Bock.
I've put Caramunic in my Oktoberfest for
Okay.
a long time, and it was funny. We were having a conversation last night with Stubby, and he was actually with the Irix guys in Germany, and he said, "Well, when are you guys going to make this Caramunic?" And they said, "Well, why would we do that? We have a Munich, and we also have a full range of crystal malts or caramel malts. So you could absolutely just take some Munich and add a little bit of caramel in there as well, according to the guys from Irix.
Okay.
Now, I have used this for years. I've been a home brewer with Weirmans. I've used Weirmans for a lot of things, and I do have some Caramunic. Now, I do notice quite a difference between the 1, 2, and 3, and I realize that we just have the 2 here, which is probably what I use the most.
Yeah, same
and this
here.
is the Lovibond 45. So we have a 35, a 45, and then like a 55 to 60, right?
Correct. As I tasted it, I mean, you get kind of. I got kind of like, I definitely had the caramel, and then I had almost like a little bit of toasty biscuity thing in the background.
It's exactly what I'm getting. Maybe a little slight toffee,
Okay.
which is strange. Now, not too long ago, I was trying out some Caramunic 1, and I got a lot of tobacco notes to it.
Oh, okay.
That had more of this kind of earthy, tobacco-y kind of character. which maybe lends to the point that it's not as kilned as this, perhaps.
Could be, yeah. Which would make sense. I mean, in order to get it darker, they're going to kiln it a little bit longer with a little more intense heat.
Now, I'm not getting a lot of sweetness from this at all.
No. But I am getting a lot of that kind of toasty, caramely thing. But it's not a sweet caramel. It's just the flavor of caramel itself.
I think this would be good in a good brown, or like the Oktoberfest, anything that's going to be more on your malty side of beers. Maybe even you could even put it in maybe some porters or stouts.
Yeah. Actually, my buddy and I use Care Munich 2 in our black IPA.
Okay.
That'll do. And a lot of that is we found as we make the beer, we needed some sort of little like caramel sweetness in it that was going to be kind of powerful enough to stand out.
To cut through.
Well, not the sweetness, but just that little bit of caramel character.
Okay.
To kind of offset what you have when you're using the kind of highly roasted malts, which we use.
So why did you go with the Care Munich then, instead of just putting in
a crystal?
In a crystal or a caramel, yeah.
Honestly, because we thought it was a completely different thing.
Okay.
We didn't think at all that it was a actual Munich malt that had just been caramelized. We thought it was this whole specialty kind of thing that was different than Munich malt. It was different than caramel. It was Care Munich.
It was Care Munich. Okay. Well, we're finding out now that this.
Yeah, it's not special.
That it's just caramel Munich.
Yeah, Nick, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
And we're sorry to everybody out there as well. There's always been this special thing, this Care Munich land that we have. Not that it's bad, or not that it's wrong. I still have a ton of recipes that have Care Munich in there, but I was under the same impression as well. But yeah, no, not a lot of sweetness there, which is strange because I find more sweetness even with the regular Munich.
Yeah.
So possibly because of the kiln temperature, that some of those sugars have gone down.
Yeah.
Actually in there. So what else do we have here?
Now we oftentimes get questions about the let's see, Cara Vienne and Cara Red. So here we've got MFBs and then we've got Weirmans.
This MFB, that's Malto Franco Belgian.
Yes, Mark.
Malto
Franco Belges.
Okay, all right. And then we have
Weirmans Cara Vienne.
Weirmans Cara Vienne. Okay, and so as I understand it, these two malts are almost interchangeable.
Okay.
The Cara Vienne is a Cara Red.
Put it over here on the Tyler cam.
Get it on the Tyler cam there. And how are we looking at a visual standpoint there?
From a visual standpoint, we've got, both of the grains seem to be pretty similar.
Do we have it right down on the Cara Red here?
I thought I did.
I got the Cara Vienne. Well, regardless, it's almost the same thing. Oh, okay. It says it's used to add a fuller body, improve malt aroma, a deeper saturated red color to a red ale, red lager, Scottish ale, amber wheat, Bock,
Alt.
brown ale, alt beer. I can see that. And it's added to total malt content. Okay, notes of caramel, honey, and biscuit.
Yeah, which that was on the Weirman kind of description, which I thought was interesting. As you're looking at the Tyler cam,
well, and that's almost exactly what the Cara Vienne or the Cara Red and the Cara Vienne description is as well.
Which let's see.
Well, let's try them. So.
Okay, so we've got. Let's see. We'll do the Weirman first.
Sure.
Okay.
Fireman. Okay.
Husks look the same.
They do. And I can definitely pick up on some of the honey. It's something that I didn't know before. I've used a lot of honey malt, but I'm definitely getting some honey and some biscuit in there. And here comes the caramel a little bit as well. It's actually, that's pretty pleasant.
It is. Let's see, now we've got the Malto Franco Belge. A little different up front.
Tad drier. I'd say probably just a little more toasty than I did. I didn't get as much of like that honey kind of roundness that I did out of the Cara Vienne. It's more of a earthier, grassier kind of a note to it. So
yeah, I'm getting.
But again, it could be added to pick up some amber hues, right?
Yes. But if you're wanting to get some of that honey character, The environment Caravian or Cara Red.
Definitely has it in there.
Oh yeah, it does.
And between the two, by far, there's a lot more of that kind of sweet honey, biscuity kind of note going on with the Caravian.
Yeah, I mean that would go really nicely like in a Scottish ale.
Or that was a Cara Red, right? It would go fantastic in a Scottish ale. Or any red ale, I think, would probably benefit from that.
Yeah.
I like their idea of a red lager here, done with a little bit of that, I think would be fantastic.
Do you remember Red Dog?
I do. Yeah, I drank probably so many. Used to get Red Dog for bell bottoms, and they did it for a quarter of beer. You could get a whole saucer of quarter Red Dogs. And we drank the ton out of them.
Is Red Dog even around still?
I seriously doubt the beer's terrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But in college when we were drinking, we were like, oh,
Who cares?
it's a red lager. It's awesome.
Quarter Red Dogs.
Yeah.
Quarter Red Dog night at Bell Bottoms. Let's go.
If any of y'all out there and you know that they still make Red Dog, let us know. Just out of curiosity.
I would love to try a Red Dog again. Yeah.
Who knows,
Unless
it
it's been sitting in your fridge since
since college
since those
days.
days. Yes. All right, so let's move along here. So we have plenty of other Cara malts that we can check out.
Okay.
Do we have this Cara Bohemian?
We do have the Cara Bohemian. It
Okay.
is right over there.
Okay, so this one's got a little bit of a darker color to it.
Definitely.
So the Cara Bohemian now is going to be a Levabon 74. Okay.
I'll put it over here on the Tyler can.
And I can only imagine just by the name that this probably is a caramel Czech malt.
Okay.
I would say, right? Is a Bohemian?
I would think so. I mean, it's supposed to give you intensified caramel flavor and aroma, fuller body. So, I mean, you could use it for like an amber Czech lager, I bet.
Okay. All right.
But let's taste it and see how it is. 'Cause it's definitely darker. Whoa.
I was very strong up front, and what I'm getting there, I'm getting a lot of that caramel. I am definitely getting some toffees out of it. Very low on the sweetness. It's almost a bitter, a bit of a bitterness to it.
Yeah.
It's strange. It was almost kind of, what's the word for the husky? Almost astringent on the tongue when it first kind of went in.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah. Astringent?
And that bitter kind of lasting thing that I'm getting out of it right now.
Yeah.
Definitely no burnt sugars or raisins, anything like that.
No.
I would definitely say caramel and toffee. I'm not even really getting much. Are you getting any breads? Any malt, thick malt character out of it?
And maybe almost like a burnt bread crust, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I can
But-
see that. Burnt toast,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Your toast was left in the toaster a little too long.
Now, I've never used this malt before.
Actually, I never have either.
I've never had any need for it. And I'm not sure who makes this one. But again, the Levabon is 74, so maybe if we were just looking for a little bit of color.
Barry told us that Miller Coors still markets Red Dog.
All right, Barry. Maybe we'll have to find us a 6-pack of Red Dog
Yeah.
and test it out.
If you
here
see it
on
out there, let us know, Barry.
Stay at Home and Brewing channel.
Yeah, and we'll bring it on the stay at home and brew it, and we'll try it with y'all.
Yeah, so a style in which I could use this Cara Bohemian. I think maybe you probably nailed it. A Czech dark lager maybe could benefit from that. Also, it might go well in a bock or something.
Yeah, maybe.
If I wanted it to be less caramely, I think, and more of a dry.
Kind of a traditional bock kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
See that.
That's a wicked one. I didn't expect that.
No, me either.
At all.
Let's see. We also have the Cara Belge.
The Cara Belge, yes. Here we have the Cara Belge. Tyler
Which-
Cam?
Tyler Cam. Let's see.
We're on a 13 Levabond here, so lighter in stature.
It's a caramel malt that adds mild restrained notes of caramel and a honey-colored hue to Belgian specialties. Notes of dried fruits and nuts.
Okay, and I can only imagine from the name Cara Belge, this must be a Belgian malt.
Sounds like it. Let's see. don't know if it's the power of suggestion. It almost got an almond character to it. Like a roasted almond.
It does. It's sweeter than pretty much everything else that we've had so far.
Yeah.
But it definitely kind of get that that kind of a quality, that almond quality. Definitely now that that I can kind of just taste it on my palate, I'm starting to get there. It was almost like a handful of almonds, and the way that it tastes after, you know. So, are you getting any honeys out of this?
I'm not getting any honey.
Not as much as like that Cara Red that we had. That thing was chock full of honey. I
Yeah,
was
it
really
was.
surprised by that. So we're at a 13 Lovabond, and it says that it would add a little bit of a golden hue. So this might be good in a Belgian Golden Strong. And again, all of these are going to contain some form of dextrin sugar, right? So most of them are going to be good for your head retention as well.
Yes. And be careful and use restraint on some of these. Like, for instance, the recommended dosage is no more than 30% of your recipe for this Cara Belge. And a lot of the other ones also recommend, less than 30% of your recipe, or sometimes even less, than 15 to 20%.
Yep, I'm seeing a lot of 15 to 20.
Yeah. But, yeah, that could be a real interesting one to put in.
That would be really nice. And the Cara Belge, if you're doing Belgian recipes, that might even be nice in that Belgian single that is so fantastic.
the Deacon Jim?
The Deacon Jim, yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know.
If y'all have not tried that one yet, that's one of our newer kits. Give that one a try. It's a tasty beer for the summer too. So we got the Cara Belge.
The Cara Belge. Now let's move on to the Cara Hell. This is
Okay.
something that I've used quite a bit for a little bit of head retention.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to Tyler Cam this or not. It's going to look similar to
That's okay.
the Cara Belge. It's a Lovabond 10, so we're coming kind of down the scale here just a little bit. Now it's a German caramel malt, correct?
Yes.
The Cara Hell. And it does. It says used to add fuller body, better head retention, improved malt aroma. It should have gentle notes of caramel and give a deep color to the beer. I would say a deeper golden color is probably what we would get out of this. Wow. I'm getting some dried breads. There's a little bit of sweetness. It's almost like a flour quality to it.
Yeah. But I did get a little bit of sweetness to it.
But that's about it, huh?
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, just
Am I
it's
being
Cedric.
messed with by
No, it's-
Cedric over
it's,
here?
It's Cedric being
Cedric,
Cedric.
would you like to come say hello to the audience?
Oh, I did earlier when you weren't there.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to say hi to Brock's mom?
My mom might like to hear from you.
Hey there, howdy. How's it going, guys? Y'all doing all right?
Oh, we're doing pretty good there, Cedric. Are you busy in the back today? Do we have
Oh.
lots of orders coming in?
Lots of orders coming in, but it's exciting around here.
Have you ever tried any Cara Hell?
Any Carahel?
Yeah, how would you like to try a little bit of that? Tell us your impression. Have you ever used any Cara Hell in your recipes?
I have not. I use Carafoam, not Carahel. Are they kind of along the same lines? Good, I missed that part.
Miss that part. That's okay.
They are not actually. So the Carafoam is going to be almost exactly like your Carapils or any dextrin malt. It doesn't have any color or any killing to it at all.
Word.
So in case you hadn't heard that
What's the
earlier
Lovabond on that Carahel?
around here. So all right, let's keep her together here.
Yeah, the Cara Hell, in case you missed it, the Cara Hell is a Lovabond of 10.
Ooh, too dark for a seltzer.
Now we have a Cara Amber here, a Lovabond 27.
Okay.
I can't imagine that being a heck of a lot different than our Cara Vienne or our Cara Red.
I don't know. I've never done anything with Cara Amber.
Okay, and it's saying, of course, this would be good for an amber lager. So we've probably got an amber malt here, possibly, that we have added a little caramel to.
One thing I thought that was interesting was when reading the details about the Cara Amber, they talked about it improving flavor stability and mash efficiency, giving you better mash efficiency.
Now, what would increase your mash efficiency? Is there maybe help with your pH here a little bit?
It might help with the pH, or maybe the husk is different. So
Who makes this malt? Is this a Environment product?
This is the Environment as well. Yeah, it is a German caramel malt used to improve flavor stability, fullness, better mash efficiency, notes of toffee, caramel, and bread, and adds an enhanced red color.
I'm getting that little bit of astringency out of that again.
Oh yeah.
That same kind of flavor that we had with the Cara Bohemian, but this is definitely sweeter, and it's a lot softer too. I don't know if perhaps there's something in the kilning process, a reason that that's so friable, so modified. We're able to chew right through that. That might be what helps with this mash efficiency. Maybe
Okay.
maybe just the friability alone, or the you know the
Could be. I'm wondering why it enhances flavor stability though. It's an interesting comment from the website.
what is flavor stability?
I don't know. Is it right up there with drinkability? And
I think absolutely. If we were talking about shelf stability or something, I could see, but flavor stability. So this is the way that our flavor is going to stay in that beer over time, perhaps.
the only thing I could think maybe, which might be in there, is there's sometimes flavors that support other flavors. And I mean, you can have flavor from one extreme to another, and then flavors that kind of in the middle support them all and help to kind of round them out.
Okay.
I can almost see maybe this Cara Amber kind of helping to round out other flavors.
Okay. I can kind of see that argument for pretty much a lot of these Cara malts, though.
Okay.
It's not going to be a huge portion of your recipe, but it's just going to be like a flavor builder. So, perhaps that flavor stability could be used for many of these. For many of these malts.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
That is.
I don't make a heck of a lot of ambers, but I tell you what, I think I would consider adding a little bit of Cara Amber to my amber beer. I think it would just the way that I'm tasting it almost wants me. I want to go drink a nice amber lager now, or a nice amber ale. Just that flavor that it left in my mouth alone.
Yeah. It might be interesting for like some sort of like an amber. If you're going like a Bohemian or kind of a Czech or international kind of amber lager of some kind, that'd be interesting.
Yep, I think so. The 45, maybe.
The 45. Yes, this is an interesting one. This is made by Dingmans.
We can kind of start. Okay, so Dingmans is a Belgian maltster, so we know this is
Correct.
a Belgian grain.
And it's on their site they talk about it as being a medium amber crystal malt that will impart a rich caramel sweet aroma and full flavor, as well as intense color with toasty overtones, round, sweet character, and deep gold copper color. It's a very versatile malt.
Okay. Do we want to Tyler Cam this?
Yeah, we can Tyler can that
Let's
one.
Tyler Cam this one. It's got a little bit of, definitely got a little bit of color to it.
Yeah. The husk looks a little bit different than some of the other malts.
Now, I have used quite a bit of Dingman's malt, and I've always had really good luck with the Belgian. And I usually, if I'm going to make a Belgian beer, I'll generally go float over to the Dingman side a little bit.
Whoa. Definite sweetness up front. I'm getting a lot of raisin.
That is very nice.
It's a lot of sweetness too on the back end.
But not like burnt sugar. Usually accompanied with this kind of raisiny thing, you get these burnt sugar kind of taste to them as well. And it's not a dark crystal flavor that I'm getting, but I definitely kind of I feel that darker fruit, that darker raisiny, plummy kind of a thing. A lot of sweetness there, like a caramel sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Are you getting that toasty overtone?
I'm not getting a toasty overtone. But
I would say this: they describe this as round, sweet character, and it'll say it'll add a deep golden copper color. Very versatile malt. I like it.
I do too.
That's really nice.
I could easily see adding that to, like some sort of double.
Absolutely.
A Belgian double of some kind. Even maybe a little bit to like a Belgian blonde ale. Not
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Just
Or
kind of
like a golden strong or something where you can go a little bit darker in the color.
Maybe.
Perhaps that deep golden. Not much. I think you could
No.
overdo this very, very easily in either of those styles. I think definitely on the darker side of your Belgians. That's nice.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I think you could even put that in. I think you could put that in some other things as well. I think that would go really nice, and even like a stout or something like that. could even possibly throw a little bit of that in for like a West Coast IPA, possibly something like that.
It might be kinda
just have that interesting little kind of that honey sweetness in there, that caramel sweetness that would provide. I don't know, interesting.
Huh, that's actually...
I'm going to use that malt.
Yeah, that Cara 45 from Dingman's is actually a really good one. You might want to consider that for, one of your beers. Now, our last one, I think we've gone through.
I think it's the Cara Aroma.
Yes, Cara Aroma, and we're going to put this one over on the Tyler can because it is the darkest of all the ones we've had so far.
This is a Lovabon 150.
Now, it's made by Environment. Said it's used to add fuller body, improve malt aroma, and give a deeper, more enhanced red color to amber ales, dunkels, box porters, and such like that. It says notes of roasted nuts, dark caramel, and dried fruits. And up to 15% may be added to the total malt content of a recipe.
Okay, let's check this out.
All right. So
Now, there are a lot of aroma malts. Dingman's makes a very, very nice aroma malt. It's not going to be anywhere near this color. And in fact, I don't think the Lovabon on it is very, very high at all. For use in a lot of Belgian ales, stuff like that. In fact, I think our Oktoberfest even has a little bit of that aroma malt. And we also have an aroma malt from Irix that's a little bit of a different style of aroma. What are you getting here?
I'm getting tobacco.
Are you getting tobacco?
Yeah.
I definitely get the tobacco smell.
The initial smell and taste reminded me of
It's earthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that little bit of astringency that those other two had.
Reminded me of a Padron Anniversary cigar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 1967 Padron Anniversary.
Which may be an interesting thing to put in a bourbon barrel aged something or other.
Yeah.
Maybe that note of tobacco in there could play well with something wood staved.
What else do you get?
Now, I'm kind of getting the burnt toast thing going on here.
Okay.
Kind of in these. Well, and what does it say? Roasted nuts, dark caramel, dried fruits. I'm not getting a whole lot of dried fruit out of this at all.
I'm not
but
either.
I am kind of getting those burnt bread. I guess you could say toasted or roasted nuts, possibly. I don't know. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Maybe just on the very end of that tasting palette, maybe some fruits, some dark fruit.
Maybe.
But I'm liking to your very tobacco-y, and it smells like tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I'd say out of all the ones we tasted, the ones I'm most intrigued about was that Dingman's Cara 45.
Cara 45.
And the difference between the Malta Franco Belge Cara Vienne and Environment's Cara Red.
Yeah, I really like that Cara Red as well. The Cara Hell I thought had a nice sweetness to it as well, and also that Cara Belge was kind of nice too.
Yeah.
That interesting, that had that almond, that toasted nut kind of flavor to it, which I
Yeah.
didn't get really out of any of these other ones. But
The Dingman's Cara 45, I could almost see that in like a Girillo IPA.
I think you could. How cool would that be to do a West Coast style IPA
With Girillo.
with Girillo? That Girillo hop. I don't know if anybody out there has ever used it, but
It's one of my favorite hops.
is it?
Yeah, I love Girillo.
Do you? What does that hop pair well with, Michael?
Everything. Love and life.
Okay.
All right.
You've heard it here first.
Yep. So, let's see. Do we have any questions?
Nope, I don't believe so.
No questions.
We
Okay.
lost most of our viewing content here. We kept them for quite a while, though.
Yeah, we did. We did.
And we appreciate that, guys.
Yeah,
You guys
Casey
hanging
just
in for there.
started watching.
Yeah. So it's actually kind of an interesting thing here, right? And we've been talking a lot about character or recipe formulation,
Yes.
stuff like that. So what we're doing here, guys, is just to try to give you a bigger arsenal, right? Of which you could, okay, I've got this style that I want to do. I kind of want to make it like this. I hear this all the time. It's like, oh, I've got this great recipe for this style of beer. Tell me what you think. And it's just like, oh, no. We just, that doesn't go in here. You just don't do that. And the only reason we know those things is just from being around here and being around so many recipes day in and day out. I think you just kind of develop just kind of a knack for it. And there's proven things. I mean, styles are styles for a reason. And there's stuff that work, chocolate chip and the mint ice cream that just they just go together well, and it's that proven thing, the salty sweet or the
Caramel and chocolate and peanut butter.
yeah, or chocolate and peppers or something like that as well. That those things just are proven to work very well, and it's absolutely the case in brewing. I wouldn't go put a Weizen yeast with my IPA or something like that. Those things just do not produce good flavors. But here's a lot of different caramel malts that you could add to various beers. I mean, we went over tons of styles. And it might just be that middle thing, that one thing that sets your beer off or that rounds your flavor a little bit. And I'm not saying, go throw 15 million different malts into your beer. I'm just saying that maybe if I've got this good solid recipe, I could just sub in just a little bit of this. Might round out that flavor profile, or just give it a little something that you didn't think about giving it. Or if I'm having problems with my head retention, we talked about those dextrin malts. For whatever reason, I'm making this beer and I'm just not getting a good head sitting on this thing, and I can't figure it out because it's carbonated. It tastes good. I love it, but for whatever reason, my head's just not sitting on there. You might try to just sub in a little bit of that Spitz malt from Irix or a little bit of Carapils from Breeze.
Or if you're wanting to add also a little bit of character to it, then you also could go one of these other directions of, like the Carahel or this Cara 45.
Well, and lots of them said, it was used to just depthen the beer a little bit, give it a little bit more rounder body, and also to provide a little bit of a deeper golden hue or something. We read a lot of those sorts of things as well.
Yeah. So, and it's, as Brock was saying, we're trying to help y'all, help you with more, to have more tools to begin to, make your own little tweaks with the beer that you brew. On, in the end, what we're all about, all of us here, as well as I know many of y'all, is to help each other make better beer.
Absolutely, and I want to make better beer myself, and anything that we can do collectively to push our brewing science down the street. With these new formulas, these new things coming out, I didn't think this hazy IPA thing was going to stick at all. But now there's so much new science and things that we're learning through this, in the biotransformation and the hop creep and these things that brewing sciences didn't know because it wasn't something that was done. Now this is just a new thing, and it's exciting to see where beer is going, and also to be a part of that. And Cesar, thank you very much for the shout out there. We will keep bringing these to you as long as we can come up with ideas. So again, if you guys have any ideas on shows that you would like to see, or certain products you would like to see open in a raid for you, feel free to give us a call or write in. We'd love to see your comments. There's this great comment section on your orders as you order them, and I would like to encourage people to just drop a hello every once in a while in that comments. Let us know how you're doing or how your beer came out. I think that would be an interesting place to put those comments.
Yeah, we've enjoyed some of y'all putting some of your comments on your orders. We've had some interesting comments here and there, and occasionally Cedric has given the elusive and rare unicorn sticker on some of your orders.
Oh, yes.
If you find a unicorn sticker on your order, it was there because
Cedric thought you were special. In some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. Now,
See, I think all of our customers are special.
This is true.
Aw,
This
thanks,
is
Michael.
true.
And they are. Also, let's see. Tomorrow we have a kind of a new type of episode we're going to be doing. We're going to do a style kind of spotlight. We're going to focus in on a couple of styles. In particular, for tomorrow, we're going to focus in on wheat beers. and kind of pale wheat beers. more
Pale
in
Weizen,
particular.
yep, absolutely. And we're gonna try this like style highlight about once a week. We're gonna try to just take one style and really kind of pick it apart.
So we'll look at wits. We'll use the wit beer. We'll look at an American wheat, German Hefeweizen.
Absolutely. So some interesting things ahead. We've got some good ideas for you guys, and I'm really excited, Jeff, about our weekly, style highlights. So
It'll be fun, and we'll talk about it as well as kind of the help y'all to kind of begin to take things apart about so that you can begin to brew some of these styles. Especially some of these pale wheats are great for summer, and as it's getting warmer, to be able to kick back with a American wheat or a German Hefeweizen or a Belgian wit.
that's a good thought.
it's
Absolutely.
good stuff.
Yes, indeed. And Jeff has a fantastic Hefeweizen recipe.
Oh, thanks.
I've had his before. It's absolutely dashing, man. It's super, super good. In-house, we also have a fantastic, which we'll talk about tomorrow, it's Sam Houston Hef. But as always, guys, we just want to thank you all for allowing us this opportunity to do this, for keeping us employed, and keep bringing the comments, keep bringing the orders into us. We very, very much appreciate that. We're doing our best to possibly fill them. Unfortunately, at this time, our storefront is still closed. Mostly at this point, I don't think we can because of the state regulation yet, but also just the sheer amount of business that we've been doing. So guys, just be really patient with us in those matters. Anything that you need, just give me a call. We can still try our best to get these orders to you, to get you the things that you need. If something's not showing up in stock, there may be a reason. We may even have it in stock. Just give us a call, and we'll try to we'll try to get you in any way that we possibly can.
All right. So again, as Brock was saying, just to echo it. Thank you much for watching. If you have questions or comments, please let us know. Show suggestions, please let us know that as well. And so all of y'all,
Now for the beer time.
exactly.
Yes.
So stay safe.
Stay at home.
And brew it.
Cheers.
Cheers.